We're a Team 9, responsible for developing Classroom Explorers, a mixed reality quiz and board game. Our aim is to design a fun and educational board game which can enable children to learn anywhere. Our project includes a board game developed in Unity and a teacher dashboard website, which is used for teachers to manage the game for students. Our teacher dashboard has a quiz engine which generates questions through GenAI powered by IBM Granite. Separately, our mixed reality board allows the players to place a virtual board onto a table such that it creates an immersive and interactive experience for the players. Research reveals that combining learning with games increases engagement and learning efficiency, especially for SEN children. However, there are simply not enough educational games that are widespread and available for schools. Therefore, our goal was to create a fun and interactive board game where even students who are remote can join a class and immerse in the classroom experience through games.
These are the key requirements in which we built our project upon. A multiplayer board game with interesting gameplay and quiz elements integrated, as well as different game modes for variety. A teacher dashboard's website with a quiz engine, which uses IBM Granite Gen AI and an object recognition YOLO model to generate questions used for the board game.
Our system integrates a web-based teacher dashboard, a student board game interface, and a centralized backend server to deliver personalized learning experience, while optimizing teacher workflows by using GenAI technologies. The following diagram provides a high overview of our system design. The teacher dashboard is a React plus White web app allowing teachers to configure game settings, upload quiz questions, and customize the game. It communicates with the backend via REST API for content generation and configuration retrieval. The student board game built in Unity syncs with the teacher input by fetching quiz data, images, and settings from the backend. Unity handles both front-end and back-end logic, ensure real-time updates and structured gameplay. The Python backend connects the teacher dashboard and the student board game, handling AI-based content generation, object detection, and configuration management. It has two main API routes, generator routes for AI features, and configuration routes for storing and syncing the game settings. Unity Student Board Game is a round-based game where students interact by pressing buttons to perform actions. All game objects are controlled by dedicated managers to maintain the integrity of the game flow. Our game design is mainly based on a reward cycle. The cycles start with round manager handling turns, quiz manager handling quizzes, reward manager distributing rewards, and game manager ensuring game state consistency. This closed-loop architecture provides immediate feedback that reinforces learning objectives and sustaining student engagement.
We are making use of several technologies to implement this project. For the teacher dashboard and quiz generation, the technologies we have used are a 4-bit quantized version of IBM's Granite 3 to 8 billion instruct LLM model for question generation, React Invites for dashboard frontend, YOLO V11X for object recognition, Dreamshaper 8 for background image recognition, Fast API and Python for logic and API routes. For development of the game, we have used Unity Engine for development, and finally Photon Pontu as a networking solution for the multiplayer version of our game.
We will first showcase the teacher dashboard. The main page includes a section for explaining how the dashboard works and a section which allows the user to get started by either preparing the question for the board game, by either uploading a JSON file for questions or choosing to generate the questions. The JSON can be uploaded by simply clicking the button. If the object recognition option is chosen, the user begins by simply activating their camera, and then they can capture any image with objects through clicking the button. Then the recognized objects will show up as selectable, and the user can choose them to be used in the question generator. Then the user can click the button to go to the Generate Question page for configuration, such as age group, subject, and number of questions per item. Simply click the Generate Question button and wait. These are the questions generated. You can see the questions are related to the recognized objects and the subjects chosen. After that, we have a section for generating background images with AI, which will be used for the game, with configurations similar to before. Finally, the user can configure game settings such as game modes and time limits for quizzes. All of this generated content and settings will be directly exported to the player's game clients through the backend server in JSON format.
We'll now showcase the board game. This is the character select screen where players can cycle through different cosmetics and colors for their avatar. Once you're ready, you can press start. At the beginning of every round, a quiz will pop up for all players and they have to answer within the time limit. You can see that these questions and background are generated previously from the teacher dashboard. We'll just pick a random answer here. Now that the quiz is over, the players take turns to roll the dice. The dice roll will dictate where the player lands, and the player also has the option to choose the path they take whenever there's a crossroad. And different tiles have different effects. In this case, we landed on a reroll tile, which allows the player to roll again on the same turn. The player now lands on the quiz tile this time, which prompts the user to answer a quiz similar to before. This process continues until it goes to the last player's turn. And you can see the different effects each tile have on the players. The blue tile makes the player lose points, and the yellow one makes them gain points. And the purple tile, which is a portal tile, teleports the player. Since we're playing in co-op mode, there is a boss who moves around the board after all the players have moved. The boss will always try to move towards the closest player and attack them. In this case, the boss defeats the player. Combat can happen between players in the free-for-all mode or against the boss in the co-op mode. This happens when entities cross paths with each other on the board. But when players meet on the same tile in co-op mode, they can heal their teammates to help them out. To briefly explain the combat system, both entities roll the dice to attack or defend. As the attacker, they can deal damage which corresponds with the dice roll, meaning that a higher dice roll gives more damage. The defender works the same way, where they negate damage corresponding with the dice roll. This goes on for 2 rounds where the roles are swapped between the attacker and the defender. Throughout the game, players receive different types of bonuses from answering questions either at the start of the round or from landing on question tiles. These bonuses can help the players in various ways, such as making them stronger in combat, earn more points from the yellow point tiles, or even getting extra dice. This encourages the players to participate in the quizzes as they can help them win the game. Because one of the criteria of winning the game is to level up to beat the boss or gain trophies depending on the game mode. This is done by landing on the home tile after you have reached a sufficient amount of points to do so. For the mobile version of the board game, although incomplete, has the mixed reality capabilities of spawning the board onto any surface and playing the game normally on a mobile device. The board stays in place and you can see the dice rolling, player moving, as well as combat happening in the real world.
In terms of achievement, we have made an educational mixed reality board game and teacher dashboard with a dedicated server leveraging GenAI technology to solve educational needs. Thank you.